And we are back. How is everybody doing out there today? We have a really special guest in the house. On my right here is Mayor Charles. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing excellent. And you, Michael?
I'm doing pretty good. I am your host, Michael Booth. This is Tri-State Media Services, and we are live. How you doing? So we got the pleasure to meet in an elevator. I thought that was hilarious because I'm like, well, I got to meet the mayor and didn't even know that was the mayor. So that was pretty funny. So I was a fan of the meeting. I thought that was really awesome. I got to see.
No, you're talking about our homeless committee meeting.
That was pretty amazing, actually, because too often you hear a lot of people blame kind of like what's going on in the town on people that are trying to actually make a difference and help. And I think too many times I've been guilty of that myself, where I didn't know enough of the facts of what was happening, and I would just say my opinion like it mattered at the time. And I don't know. I think people tend to do that.
There's people still like that.
We still do that. Yeah, I think that's a big thing.
But I think people that that want to do something like that need to get involved.
That's it.
And that's how you find out how things, how you can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not making a difference, you might be the problem.
It's a big truth right there. That's a big truth. So how long have you been doing this?
You're talking about the homeless committee?
Well, no, just in general, being a mayor.
I've always been in service. I graduated from college and went straight to work for the FBI in Washington, D.C., and discovered I liked law enforcement.
That is awesome.
So I stayed in law enforcement in Alexandria, Virginia, there across the river.
Yes, sir.
And spent a couple of years, or 1 year in patrol, then ended up in some of our special operations, running one of the SWAT teams. And I spent 7 years working a dog on the street.
Cool.
Canine, and had 87 felony arrests, and he did, and decided I wanted to come home, and believe it or not, got into fundraising.
Awesome.
Found out that there was kind of a thread that ties all those together, between law enforcement and and nonprofit work that I did, and it's communication and relationships.
That is awesome.
I think the world revolves around that.
Mm-hmm.
But I worked for KDMC for several years and raised money to build the hospitality house there on Central Avenue, and I raised the money and built the AK Steel Sports Park, and
that one was awesome. I was aware of that one.
And I did summer motion for 14 years. So
Love that.
I'm well aware of service. And back in 2012, when I was elected, and I served 2017 through 2016 as mayor, I thought I could help. I thought I could make a difference. And that's the reason I do it today, is to try to make a difference.
That's awesome.
And I think if everybody did that, we would have one heck of a strong community working all in a positive direction.
That is truth. Very true. I have a friend who he's paraplegic, and he's amazing. He still loves his community, still loves to try to be a part of it. He's really big on the whole Bitcoin thing. And he calls me all the time. He's like, hey, Mike, can you help me call my senator? And I'm like, I've never called a senator. So I'm like, here I am trying to help him call senators that are in Hawaii, and I'm calling from a 606 number. So it's kind of weird. They're like, they don't really know how to, he can't really do most of the stuff. So I have to kind of introduce them into it, to do like a three-way, to have them, speak together. If it wasn't for him, I would have never thought that I would ever be able to do something like this, because I always thought that, your government officials are so busy that they wouldn't have time for the little guys, and I didn't really know that you guys actually were just people.
Well, when you get down to the base of politics or government, this is the level that I think most people can understand and get involved with.
Mhm.
But, I think the people should be running the government, not the government running the people.
That's truth.
This commission that I'm involved in are very open, very every meeting that we have is open records,
Was very cool.
and we want people to participate. We want people to know what we're doing. Even our agendas explain everything that's when you got an item or
Mhm.
a law that you're ready to pass, there's explanation on there why and what kind of physical, financial responsibility it's going to be to the citizens,
That's
because we have to involve those individuals. That's our citizens.
that's a big deal. Just sitting in, just getting just the little bit of time that I did, I got to see how just amazing it was to watch you actually listening to your people, which I don't see a lot of the time. A lot of the time, I'll have, I'll see stuff, but it's always like the leader is normally the person. You just do what I say. They kind of got that attitude.
Well, it's not my style.
Yeah, you didn't have that take at all. It was really
and I appreciate that because I strive for that because, I like to be the coordinator, if you will, because there's in that committee, all the professionals are sitting around the
Yeah.
table with me.
Yeah.
If I can coordinate their efforts, and what that basically is what I'm trying to do with our homeless committee is coordinate those efforts because homeless is such a complicated
Topic.
problem.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
not just a police problem.
Yeah.
It's not a social problem, mental problem. Drugs. I mean, it's such a combination.
It is.
You've got to have the right people that know more than me around the table.
That's
And if you don't listen to them, why are you sitting there?
That's it, yeah.
Hopefully we'll come up with a few solutions, and
I think so.
we'll be able to better our city.
Yeah, I think so. I just sitting around there, like listening. I think you caught it just as much as I did. That you have more than enough people wanting to help, and each person seemed like they were doing the same sort of task around the table. And it's
Yes.
like if you can delegate that to a better, like them communicating with each other. I think that was the only part that I noticed out of just being a person there.
Yeah, even when we ended the meeting,
Mhm.
probably 10 or 15 of them stayed there.
Yeah,
It was almost like a business after hours for
I-
a homeless committee.
I loved
You
it. I felt so.
I want them to
welcomed.
share information because a lot of times those individuals have never sat down at the same table before.
Yeah.
And why not? They all do the same thing,
That's exactly
you
right.
know, and I think they're discovering some of the ways that they can work together
Mhm.
in order to improve what we're there for.
That's awesome. If you had your own, let's say that if everybody got on track and everybody was doing the same, everybody was doing what they're supposed to be doing, what would your ideal team do? Like, what do you want to accomplish while you're in?
There would be no homeless in Ashland.
I love that. That
I
is
mean,
really cool.
Obviously that's a huge goal.
Huge goal, but that's still.
But it's like they say, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time.
That's it.
Are we going to make a huge difference? Probably not, but that's not my goal.
Yeah.
I want to stretch. I don't want a goal that's easy to do. And it's,
Right.
oh, look at me, look what I did.
Yeah.
If I don't reach my goal, fine. But you know what? I got 80% of it.
That's
That's
big.
that's big.
That is big.
So you have to be able to look at projects, or you look at tasks, or in problem solving, and decide. I'm a big Dr. Stephen Covey, who wrote 7 Habits of Highly Successful People.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's obvious he just kind of reworded it, but he began with the end in mind.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be? Well, ultimately the goal is no homeless.
That's
And I do that with all my different projects that I'm involved with the city are. What do we want it to look like at the end? And then we back up and be able to figure it out. How do you get there? One step at a time. We've got to have this first. It's like building infrastructure within the city. We're getting ready to do the groundbreaking for a wastewater treatment plant. That's over $100 million for the plant. It's not a shiny new building that people are going to, oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
But we have to have it. You have to have that infrastructure, to better your city. And we've got a lot of that. We've got some of the best police and fire anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't care if you want to compare them to New York City. We've got we got professionals here.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to work with a lot of them. I used to work out at the casino, and there's a lot of retired police officers out there, and just, I don't know. It's weird to me because I never got the chance, being just a normal guy, I did artwork, simple things. I never thought I'd ever get the chance to really meet some of the people that I have. And it's pretty awesome to get this chance to be on the opposite, like, hey, how you doing? To get these cool conversations. With everything that you've got going on, how has the response been from the people who really kind of make and change? Like, there's wealthy people all over. And lately I've gotten the chance to actually understand just how, like, amazing, like, Kentucky is for how much people kind of provide and put out resources for people. How has the resources been given to you? Like, are they being nice about it when it comes to it? Do they feel like you're doing a good job on everything? Or
I think the bottom line of that is yes.
Okay.
I think everybody understands the difficulties that you have and how you're going to get there.
Right.
But everyone wants to help.
That's the part.
And coming from the fundraising background, you have to find those individuals, but you have to ask them.
Yeah.
A lot of people are ready and willing to help, but you've got to ask. And I think that's something that the government needs to do, or anybody. If you've got somewhere that you want to help with, ask.
Yeah.
And especially in Appalachia or Eastern Kentucky, the state of Kentucky, they're there willing to help.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the disasters that we have, how much they stand up and ready to help
quickly.
They're not even part of your community, and they're willing to do that.
Yeah, I love that. Like I said at the meeting, anything that we have here available, we'd love to help any way we can. I think that's the best part about this. I love it. Just everybody's just so quick to try to help. And with everything that you guys have going on, you said that you were into the fundraising part of this. When you get to that point where you speak to these people, is it difficult to try to ask for the resources for the little, like the homeless? It's very difficult for people to just focus on somebody who's kind of out of their visual. You know what I mean? Like, where it seems like if you're building a racetrack up here, or you're building a giant skyscraper or something like that, it's very hard to find time to help the little man. But I find that everybody around here seems to really have that in their mind, which I think is, like, impressive.
I think you're right there. I think if you've got a vision and you can explain that vision to people, to where you want to be and how you're going to get there, and if you have integrity that they know you're going to do with what you say you're going to do with that money. And I think over the years I have strived to get to that point. Yeah. I said I did summer motion for 14 years.
I love it.
My budget every year was $250,000. I had to raise that in order to pull off summer motion, and we had some huge named acts.
It's been amazing every time.
Back in the day that people, they would give you $10,000 check, $20,000 check, $30,000 check. For somebody just to hand you that check, they better have some confidence that you're going to do with it
Yeah.
what you say you're going to do. And I think it's the same way with any type of project, whether it's a homeless committee, whether it's a concert or something you're
Mhm.
wanting to do. It's for the benefit of the community.
I love that.
You know, we have a lot of our residents or houses are being broke into. That the homeless are looking for a place to keep warm, starting a fire in the house, destroying it. You know, but that problem is everyone's problem.
Everyone's problem.
So we've got to come together collectively and figure out how to take care of it.
It's,
You know, and some of the things that have been offered up of other shelters and programs to help the individuals get out of where they're at.
yeah.
Some don't want to, some do,
Yeah.
and they just don't know how.
That's true.
But we've got all of the people, all of the knowledge to be able to do that.
That's all.
And if we figure out the program, and then we go to the donors, to the people, and say, "This is what we want to do. This is how we're going to do it, and we need, $100,000,
Yeah.
to do it." And there'll be people to step forward to do that.
That's awesome. About what you were talking about, as far as the shows and things like that, would you want to talk about the Paramount at all?
Well, I mean, I think it's fairly, simple with the Paramount. The city government prior to me purchased the building, and I think a lot of people don't understand that, the city just owns the building. The Paramount Incorporation, the 501c3, is a separate nonprofit. Just that can go on. It continue its mission.
Mm-hmm.
It can have the trees and trains. They can have their the players and all that can continue. They can do that. We're just looking for an outside company to manage that, and probably will end up being managing the conference center also, and they have experience in doing that, and they have the buying power.
Mm-hmm.
They may buy an entertainment 20 times
Yeah.
and put that in individual, that entertainer, in all their 20 different venues. It's just like buying anything in quantity.
Mm-hmm.
They have a better opportunity. But the Paramount will always be there.
I love
We love the Paramount.
Yeah.
It's I don't think that's an issue anywhere at all,
Right.
and it's not going anywhere.
That's cool. And that's for anybody that's watching. Please go out and support the Paramount. We do love that place. Is there any businesses that you love so much that is like your main focus? Do you have like any like main focus buildings or
I
anything
love
like
them
that?
all.
All. That's a good answer. That's a good
I
answer.
love downtown. I love South Ashland. I love East Ashland,
Yeah.
and anything that I can do to help them, I will.
Yeah.
I came up with an idea here recently to help some of the downtown merchants, particularly the antique dealers,
Yeah.
come in, and we did an antique show, and very well received. They loved it.
Yeah.
We just got to think of other ways to bring people downtown. Matter of fact, we recently re-engineered some of the electricity that was downtown in order to do our Christmas lighting.
Still have to go down and check that
Oh,
out.
it's beautiful. Winter Wonderland and helped us to purchase some of the white bulb trees that are in Broadway Square, and it's absolutely beautiful.
That's cool.
And Perry Madden, who owns the Cameo Arcade, I asked him I said, any way you can play music out of there? And he put speakers on the outside now it's playing,
Cool.
Christmas music all
Yeah.
in that block.
I like
It's a hallmark,
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
that's what we're after,
like
but getting people to want to come down, and it's like,
Mhm.
wow, this is nice,
Yeah,
and
I like that.
the businesses all can prosper from that.
Have you seen a big turnaround when it comes to business down there in the middle of Ashland?
We're starting to. I think they went through some hard times during the
COVID.
construction, and I mean everybody knew that.
Yeah,
And but now you just got to be able to try to turn that around as much as possible.
that's awesome.
I know Mr. Madden that I just spoke of. Uh, he was renting out another prime place in that arcade
Mhm.
that'll start in February after they want to stay where they're at for the Christmas season. But we're actually working on a couple other economic programs that for development in some of the older buildings down there that everybody sees that are vacant.
Yeah,
So we're working on those.
that's cool.
There's a couple other businesses and new restaurants. Drake's is getting their land all cleared. They're over there behind Longhorn Restaurant. There's a couple other new ones that we're excited about, and we're going to continue as much as we can.
That's
Push on.
Yeah, that's it. Uh, so, out of everything that you guys have going on right now, do you think that, as far as the people themselves, do you think that they've had a very good approach on everything? Like when they talk with the government, do they seem like they're in positive spirits, or do they kind of fight tooth and nail, sort of?
Well, in person, I mean, we're their neighbors.
Yeah,
I mean, we're a small enough town to where, uh, you know, I, I went to Kroger's the other day, to pick up some items.
hmm,
There's an hour and a half in there. Couldn't get out.
yeah. Just everybody recognizes you.
Because everybody had questions,
Yeah,
and I want to make sure they have the answers.
that's awesome.
And if they don't have the answers, I will find out.
That's very cool.
But there are the negative sounders out there that, especially on social media. But I'd love to see them take their efforts and turn that around
Yeah,
in a positive manner,
hmm,
and try to be part of the solution.
I love that.
Um, we're always willing to take people in.
I think there's too many times where people have an opinion, but they don't have any. They've not done anything to actually make a change, to have that kind of an opinion. And it's like, it seems like everybody always wants to pinpoint the negative stuff, but they're not giving you guys enough credit for all the good stuff that we do, like,
And that's true. I mean, that's just some of the negativity that kind of breeds itself.
mhm,
But I'm a very positive guy until you prove me wrong, and
that's
then
it. Yeah.
Um, but you have to be able to listen to everyone.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, just before I came out here, I was listening to someone a citizen that had some ideas, and I'm listening. You know, we we're just five people, the commission,
Yeah.
that just like everybody else, we're trying to figure it out.
That's it.
But some of the decisions we're just now making, happen now.
Mhm.
I've worked on since January. I try to do my research. I
Mhm.
try to get all the information I can and then make that decision.
Yeah.
Some people do the other way around. They make the decision and then try to back into it.
Right.
You know,
It's hard to do it that way.
it's hard to do it that
It
way.
really is.
You may be hit and miss
Yeah,
50% if you're right or you're wrong.
that's true.
But once you make those decisions, you got to stand with
by
them.
it.
Uh,
Stay the course. That's
stay the course.
yeah,
That's true.
I love it. So, out of everything that you have going right now, is there anything that you would like to tell the people out there? Like, do you have like a direct message that you would like to say to everybody watching this?
Get involved.
I love
You
it.
know, there's so many things out there, so many different clubs and civic clubs to get involved with. I'm really involved in our Ashland Breakfast Kiwanis, and on December 2nd, we're getting ready to do. It's called Harvest Pack.
Harvest.
We're trying to put together 50,000 meals for
Whoa.
our area. We've raised the money to be able to do that. Now we need teams of people, about 8 or so, but it's a harvest pack that you can check it out on the internet. It's a organization, an international organization. We're going to be doing oatmeal this time, but your team would get together on a big long table and take the oats out of the 50-pound bags, and we package them and put, uh, cinnamon or whatever goes in there, weigh them out, seal them, pack them up, and then on December the 3rd, we'll distribute them to our local food banks.
That's very cool.
And that's what it's all about. That's the people that care.
Yeah.
That's the people that make things happen.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oats.
I've got a million of them if you got time.
We got plenty of time. I love it. Anything to do with like community, where that's my thing. Like this is what this has come together for. I took care of a woman for quite a few years. I loved her to death. Her name was Pam, and Pam Van Horn, and she was the coolest person ever. And she went out of her way to love this city. Everything to do with Kentucky, she absolutely loved it, And when it came to me working with her, she gave me a little space down in the basement to do my woodworking, and basically I took care of her, anything that she needed, caregiving wise, and she'd help me with letting me use that space to make my artwork and stuff. And there's a big difference between making artwork and selling artwork. Like you need to know community has to be one of those things. And Pam was so big on, working with community, trying to go out and she pushed more than I did. And she was bedridden and couldn't go anywhere. And it was just so impressive to see all the things she could do with her community versus me trying to do everything, like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get everything in the last minute. I tried working with Pogue Landing. I tried to sell my woodwork out there. I did the whole thing where, you get the weekend, you get the pass, you get a little booth and everything. It was fun. And I think none of this would be here without those steps, and you have to figure out the steps of what community is trying to do. And I love the fact that that's the thing that you want people to do is come out and just participate,
Yeah.
And I think there's too many people out there that don't know that that's the thing. That's what we want. We want you to come out and participate, and you're welcome. You can come out. We want you to come out there.
Yeah.
It's great. I love that. It's just so cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different projects. One of the other committees that I've put together is America 250.
America 250.
America 250. Look at America250.org. America 250. Next year, the Declaration of Independence will be 250 years old.
Nice.
1776.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are coordinating a lot of the efforts for the area to help celebrate the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
That is awesome.
Trying to get the schools together and doing an essay contest with them. And matter of fact, I think the Ashland Middle School is doing a time tunnel that you can kind of go through and walk through and kind of see the history. What I want to do as far as Ashland goes, I want to be able to show the world how Ashland played a part in making America what it is today. And think, oh my gosh, little Ashland, Kentucky, back up.
Yeah.
Look at Armco Steel.
Oh yeah.
Look at all the steel that was made, during the wars, World War II, the metal drives that they did. A lot of the artillery shells were made right here in Ashland by the women.
Yeah.
While the men were off at the war, the ladies were building those shells.
I love it.
I did the murals on the flood wall. I started those, actually, of Summer Motion Project. And one of I think it was called Clayton Lambert, if I remember right. One of the panels down on the flood wall shows the lady putting together and making those artillery shells.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we have a rich history of being a part, being a part of Kentucky, being a part of the United States. And we need to be able to boast about that.
Yeah.
We're a very patriotic,
Very.
State, especially Eastern Kentucky.
Hmm.
Probably
I love
one
it.
of the most patriotic places in America.
Yep.
And
It's
we're ready.
it's the foundations and the core principles that I love so much about it. It's the fact that when you think of home, this is what it resonates, like your home. It's you go out here, I don't care where you go to somebody's house, they all have the same principles all the way across the board. Most of them
Oh, that's
will
true.
will have the same principles. Like, come in, wipe your
Well,
feet off before you come
a
in.
lot of a
Uh,
lot of Eastern Kentucky people, they have a sense of place.
yeah.
If you meet people and you can pick somebody out from East Kentucky or at least
Hmm.
Kentucky in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
When I was in Washington D.C.
Hmm.
and the first thing I would ask, and it really didn't dawn on me till later on, but it's like, where are you from? And it's like, well, I'm from Louisville.
Hmm.
Oh, well, I know,
Yeah.
now I've got a connection with you.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's 3 hours to Louisville. But, um, that's what people want is that connection to place.
Yeah.
And Kentucky is one of those ones that truly go on that. I used to be involved with the Jesse Stewart Foundation, and there was a uh, called Little Detroit up in near Detroit, where a lot of the Eastern Kentucky individuals would go there to work during the week
Hmm.
and come home
Yeah.
during the weekend,
That's
you
wild.
know, and they bought their own park, to be able to come together as
Yeah.
Kentuckians. And
That's
the
cool.
interesting part when I got there, and they had a big park, but all the trees
Hmm.
had counties written on it. It had Boyd County, Grant County, Lawrence County, whatever.
Yeah.
So when you got there, you could go up and
Know where you were
go
at.
go to where
Right.
you're at. You could go in there and talk to the people of Boyd County.
That's awesome.
A
I like
sense
that.
of place.
Yeah.
And I think we have that strong here.
That is very cool. What's your favorite club, or out of all the things that you've got going around over here, is there any
Well, I'm
clubs that
strongly
you?
involved in the Ashland Breakfast Kiwanis,
Okay.
and
What
I've
does
met-
Kiwanis mean?
it's an Indian term to serve, I think.
Oh,
But we have great civic clubs here. The Rotary Club is
that's cool.
very active, and the Lions Club. But the our breakfast Kiwanis recently started a action club, the AKTION, and that club has started and is one of the largest or the largest in the state of Kentucky, and
That's cool.
it's a club for adults with disabilities. And a lot of times people overlook those individuals of becoming involved and how they can become a part.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what I call them kids, but adults,
Yeah.
of what they have done,
Yeah.
and how they get involved. And it's enlightening to see that.
That is very cool.
So we have to involve all our citizens.
I like that. Is there any? That's a good. Is there any like programs for, let's say, the homeless that are down there that can actually help them get involved with? Uh,
Yes, I mean, if of course they all probably know of the neighborhood
mhm.
and the program cares.
Yeah. Love that.
All of those are there to kind of help and guide. I think one of the best programs is the Hillcrest Bruce
Hmm.
Mission.
Yeah.
Mike Maynard at that location does, I think, a great job in providing programs
Hmm.
and he has several uh, success stories that someone that is completely dependent on the government
Hmm.
to actually have a degree, got their car, got a home.
Yeah.
That's success,
Yeah. That is.
and that's what we're all after. And I think the House of Grace, the presentation they did to
Love that.
us, that's their vision is to have the shelter,
Hmm.
but with the other programs that all of the people in that my homeless committee
Yeah.
would be a part of.
Yeah.
No matter what they need, if they got a drug problem, or if
Yeah.
they, if it's education, or if it's transportation, or whatever the barrier is, we knock down the barrier.
I love it.
And we can help those individuals.
That's awesome. I got a friend. His name is Josh. Josh Parker. Hey, what's up, buddy? He runs the Passages. That's his business, and he gave me a bit of advice not too long ago, and I'm gonna spread this off right here because I think this is the coolest thing ever. And his way of saying it was, anytime somebody has to put something else with it, stop, just help. That right there, I think, should be a slogan on a T-shirt somewhere. Anything extra, we're like, just help, but we would help, but just stop, just help. That's it. Like, the fact that you guys, when I went over there, you had nothing but people around you that just wanted to help. That was the coolest thing I had seen.
Yeah.
That gave me faith back in just any of this, just to see it like that. The fact that a simple dude like me was able to just come there and have an opportunity to just sit down with you guys and listen to everything that you guys were going through. That was awesome. I was really a fan of that, and I could.
Well, come next time and bring your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely will be doing that. She's going to be coming. And now that I know you guys are okay with me filming there, I'm okay with bringing some equipment and definitely getting the word out as much as I can. And anytime you guys have any projects that we can help with that requires, getting the word out or just coming out to film or just in general, just helping, we are all about it.
I've often laughed, and I've told this many, many times. My friends that will hear this, I have to warn you that once you say that, be careful, because I'll probably end up calling you.
Trust me, you call me anytime you want. I'm
There
that
you
guy.
go.
I'm that guy.
I have my disclaimer.
Right. We have raised quite a bit of food and quite a bit of toys for the toy drive. We've been in business, 3 weeks? Is it a month now? And in 1 month, we've done pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what we've done. Business has been slow to start off very much.
It usually is.
It usually is. But I'm very happy with, if we don't do anything else, we've done that. And that's how I feel. Same way you said. Even if I don't accomplish everything, I got 80% there. So I'm pretty happy with that. So if there's anything that we can do to help, you let us know, and we're right there for you. So we love it.
Appreciate that.
You guys got elections coming up anytime, or is there?
No, the commission now they have to file to run next year. So they'll be in campaign mode next year. They run in a 2-year cycle. The mayor is a 4-year cycle.
Nice.
So I've just completed my first year now. I'll have to refile here, a couple of years coming down the road.
Well, you let anybody know that's up there that you like. You send them my way, and I'll try to help them as much as I can.
There you go.
That'll be my honor to do so.
Yeah.
Is there any projects that I know you said just come out and help? Is there anything coming up soon that you would like people to come out to help with?
Oh gosh, I could have a list a mile long. I mean, but obviously the Harvest Pack on December the 2nd.
December 2nd.
That's going to be at the Boyd County Convention Center out in the county, and it starts around 6:30. But you can go on to harvestpack.org. As a matter of fact, I'll send you some QR codes that you can go on and register for that. If you're going to do that, you need a team leader, and they need to come at 5:30 so they can learn how to do it and then teach theirs. But actually, it's a fun time. When you see that many meals coming together, there will probably be hundreds of people there.
Love it.
That will be able to do that.
Yeah.
You might come out and film some of it. So
I would love that. That would be awesome.
But it's gratifying knowing that food is going to our community, and there's no wasting time.
Yeah.
We're doing this on December the 2nd. December the 3rd, we distribute it.
I love it.
So, and we have sponsors that have, because we got to pay for it, and we've got to raise about $12,000, I think is where our goal is, to be able to get there. And we're excited about that, but that's the one that's coming up here the most, or the quickest, I guess.
Okay. Very cool. Well, with that, is there anything that you'd like to tell anybody before we sign off?
Well, let's do this again, and we'll talk more about the city and what
Anytime. I would
how
love that.
we've financially trying to get us on track, and I think we're doing a good job on that. We're saving money
Yeah.
and putting it to good use. Our city manager is doing a great job, and I think this commission, I want to brag on them.
Hey, let's go. There we go.
The commissioners have all worked together for a cause.
Mhm.
Now, do we agree on everything? No,
Probably not.
and
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
You know, but we treat each other with respect, and everybody understands that. And I'm really enjoying. I'm a problem solver.
I like that.
Give me a problem, I want I want to attack it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can tell you how to fix it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll figure it out.
I like that.
And you know that, like I said earlier, when I figure that out, it boils down to communication and relationships.
It's very
You know, if you have a relationship with somebody, it's easier to talk to with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to figure it out, and all problems can be solved.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's no problems.
That's very true. Especially if people are willing to work at them. That's the big one.
That is true.
Yeah.
You have to be. It's almost you have to understand what the problem is
Mm-hmm.
and accept it in order to fix it.
That's very true. I love it. With that, I think I got one more question. How did, with all of the committees that you have to deal with as far as the people working under you, is there anything that you would like for them to do? Do you think any of them need anything, like resources wise? Should they do anything better? Are they?
Well, we try to change the culture just a little bit within the city, and I think, of course, they're always going to, smile when they see me,
Right,
but
right.
but I think getting them involved and letting them have a voice
Mhm.
at the table
Which is awesome.
makes a huge difference.
Huge difference.
I think there's some management styles that go the opposite way. That the administrator says this is the way it's going to be. This is what I want. But I let them because they're the boots on the ground.
Right.
They know how to correct whatever problem it is, whether it's our streets department or the parks department, the utilities department, water distribution, wastewater, whatever. Those guys know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I want to let them do their job.
That's very cool.
I don't want to get in their way.
Mhm.
And if I'm in your way, tell me. Well, I just had an idea.
Right.
But that won't work. Okay, good.
Right.
At least you're participating.
Right.
And we have so much talent
Yeah.
in our area. That's one thing that I think we overlook. We always look. Now, there's some things that we just don't have those type of businesses, or we don't have that expertise.
Mhm.
But I'm saying almost 10 out of 10, but 9 times out of 10, we've got the expertise, we've got the knowledge,
Mhm.
and we know how to fix it.
Yeah.
Let us do it.
That's awesome. I
We
like
don't
that.
have to always go out of town to get it.
Yeah, I like that. Speaking of that, do you ever get to meet Mr. Bashir or any of the other people like governors or anything like that around?
Oh, sure. I'm actually a part of the Kentucky Leagues of Cities. I'm on the board.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's all the mayors and or city managers, and we get together on calls. Actually, a monthly call on Fridays, but then we'll have board meetings all over the state that we, share problems, with. Governor Bashir does a Zoom call that gives us local information of what's happening, and stays in a lot of good contact with us. One of the advocates that we really have for us here in East Kentucky is Rocky Atkins. Rocky is from the area, and he is the senior advisor for Governor Bashir. So we have pretty much good access with Rocky, and helps us every chance we get. And we're not bashful about calling him.
That's
And
awesome.
if he listens to this, he'll know, and he'll start laughing.
There we go.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, I like that.
And, and it's the same way here.
Yeah.
If they need something, all they have to do is call me.
That is great.
We're in this together.
That's it. I love it. That I love. Well, with that, yeah, I think that's awesome. Is there anybody that you would recommend that I should talk to next as far as
Oh gosh, I mean, you could go down the whole list. I
I
mean,
want to.
you could have each
I absolutely want
commissioner.
to.
You could have the county, judge executive,
Okay.
Eric Cheney. I'm sure would be happy to come out and talk. And
Mr. Eric Cheney, we're coming up.
yeah, tell him I threw him under the bus.
That's it.
But I mean, it's all of those individuals. And if you go to some of these meetings, you'll see some of the ones that you need to have on the show.
Right.
The ones that have the expertise in all their nonprofits and that kind of thing. Somebody from KDMC, it's our largest employer.
Yeah.
And they'll have a number of people you can get.
I did get to meet the lady who was running it. She was sitting next to me at the board meeting for the King's Daughter thing. I'm wondering maybe she might want to come on here.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was really nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, with that, thank you for your time.
I've enjoyed it, Michael.
Been amazing. You can come back anytime if you have anything that you'd ever want.
I'll be back tomorrow.
That'll work. We'll be here. No.
Yeah,
That'll
you'll have
work.
coffee, right? Okay. Okay.
Want to say have a happy Thanksgiving and
Same to you.
Yep. And if you need anything, we're always here.
Okay, we got it.
Thank you for coming out.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. And with that, we are going to go off, and this will be the first time we've had a commercial at the end of this. This should be interesting, but everybody, thank you for watching. We've been Tri-State Media Services. Thank you. Bye. Hungry? Stop by Crisp Dairy Treat and try a delicious
So what
footlong
kind of
and onion
listener
rings with an ice
tip do
cold
you have
beverage
so far?
like a pop or a milkshake. And remember, Just crossed our tell them we sent you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.